If you're a graphic designer or a logo designer who thinks accessibility doesn't apply to your work, that belief could be costing you money and credibility. Give me just a few minutes and I'll show you how accessibility already applies to your design work and how understanding that puts you ahead of the vast majority of designers out there. If you're like, heck yes, I want that, then comment color to find out how to start increasing the value of your work with my free Color Accessibility Toolkit. If you don't know me yet, I'm Colleen Gratzer, designer, accessibility specialist, and speaker. I teach designers accessibility in plain English without confusion, overwhelm, or sacrificing their designs to help them become more confident designers, increase the value of their work, and win more projects. In my videos, I want you to be able to walk away with something that you can apply immediately, even if accessibility feels intimidating or overwhelming or confusing right now. Here's the problem. Many designers think that accessibility only applies to government work or that only web developers need to be concerned with it. So they assume it doesn't affect their branding projects or their annual reports or brochure designs, whatever it is they might be designing. So what they do is they ignore accessibility altogether. They assume it's someone else's job. They design first and hope accessibility isn't required. They assume they can just hand off the InDesign file to someone like me to make it accessible later. They tell themselves, but my clients never ask for that. Some clients know they need it, but the rest don't understand it. That doesn't work though, because graphic design is all about communication, and accessibility is about the end user being able to read and understand what you've designed, whether that's a report, a flyer, a book, an infographic, etc. And when potentially 20% or more of that audience for what you create cannot read or understand it or get around that content, then that's a design fail. So you see, accessibility already applies to your work, whether you acknowledge it or not. It's really a deepening of the design expertise that you already have. You can get started with these 3 simple steps. Step 1 is understand where accessibility starts. Accessibility begins as soon as you start designing and laying out a document, choosing colors and typefaces. It should not be tacked on at the end of the process. Step 2, realize that your design choices affect real people. Your color choices affect whether individuals with a visual disability can read it, even those without a visual disability. Your color choices affect whether individuals with color blindness can understand an infographic. How you lay out your document in InDesign determines how screen readers are going to voice content, whether that content will be voiced in the correct order, or if something doesn't get voiced that should, or something does get voiced that shouldn't. How you lay out your InDesign document also affects how individuals with a fine motor disability can get around your document when it comes to a table of contents and bookmarks and hyperlinks and so forth. And step 3 is reframe accessibility as a design upgrade rather than an add-on, a feature, or a nice to have. Accessible design is clearer, it's more inclusive, and it's more usable by more people. And clients appreciate that because they appear to be inclusive and they get better results from your work because it reaches a larger audience, not just potentially 80% of people. Nobody wants to tell clients that their work can't reach everyone. The individuals who need accessibility will be able to tell that the document is accessible, but those who don't need it won't notice it. They'll just think it's good design, even if they don't know the terms accessibility and WCAG. Once you realize accessibility is part of your role as a designer, you stop fearing it and start using it as a differentiator. When I started doing that 10 years ago, I became so much more confident as a designer, and even when talking to clients. And I started charging more, and I was seen as a trusted expert, not another order taker. If you're ready to learn how to instantly increase the value of your branding and design work, comment color, and I'll send you my free Color Accessibility Toolkit. It will help you avoid one of the most common accessibility errors, insufficient contrast. It will replace any confusion and overwhelm that you might have about color and contrast accessibility with clarity, so you know what and how to check and which tools to use.